No. It's showtime.
Shwmai, ffrindiau?
Prynawn da. Sut ti?
Da iawn, diolch. Prynawn da, Dom. Good afternoon.
Not everyone is as bilingual as us. Let's also say good afternoon, everybody.
Yes. Now then, how's it going, everybody?
How's it going? Shwmai, as they say in the fairer portions of this isle of ours.
Quite.
Right. So, what's going on today then, Meredith?
Well, it's our first session of the new year, so we've got some New Year challenges for you today. We are going to be working on a graphic design, which has been prepared for us by the wonderful Kyle Webster. And after that, we're going to have a look at some video skills. So if you want to follow along, we've got the challenge page ready for you. We've got the address scrolling at the bottom of the screen there. So it is bit.ly/New Year Express. Now, you don't really need to get on that page because there aren't any docs there that you need access to. It's just kind of an overview of what we're doing today. So if you're not fussed, you don't really have to get on there today. But if you are fussed, it's going to look like this.
It's going to look like this. I was just doing some weird things in the background. Yeah, that's the scrolly says New Year Express. There's the QR code. We do have an iPad school or two in with us today, so I'll be doing some iPad-y stuff. Challenge number 1, resolution poster, completed by Kyle Webster, who is the talent in the team. We're just hanging on to the coattails. And then challenge 2 is a resolution video. That one's going to be fun. Now, if you're on an iPad today, you're going to be following along with me. If you're not on an iPad, you're going to be going along with Meredith. Now, we'll be going back and forth. It'll give you time to catch up and also see how people do things slightly differently. But if you're on iPad, go with me. And if you're on iPad, you might want to do the first challenge, but maybe not the second, because it's got a lot of things that is going to be really tricky on an iPad. So if you're on an iPad, do the first challenge, which that'll be 45 minutes, and then maybe go off and try it again in a different way or something like that. Okay,
great.
What else do we need to say?
Do we want to talk about the 3 rules of Digital Leaders Club?
The 3 rules of Digital Leaders Club. Yes, that would be good. Right. Rule number 1 is.
Rule number 1 is if you need to pause us at any point, then remember that you can. You don't need to keep up with the pace that we're going here. Saying that, we are going to be passing back and forth between my screen and Dom's. So you will have chances during the live video to kind of catch up and mess around with things. But if you are feeling that you want to slow down a bit, then just pause us. You don't need to follow along live.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, there's going to be plenty of chance because you'll be coming back to the iPad screen and things like that. So that'll give you a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Rule number 2, guys, is if you complete both challenges today or just the one challenge if you're from an iPad school, make sure you tell your teachers to fill in the link that Tom sends out at the end of the session so that you can claim some free swag. Get some swag. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We got some goodies and we want to send them to you.
So, yeah, we do, because they're taking up a big pile in the corner of my office. So let's get them out. Right.
Absolutely.
And then we did talk about a new rule number 3 in our team meeting. So Meredith, hit them with it.
A new rule number 3. Yes. So rule number 3 is if you take the skills that you've got today and then teach them to other people in your school. So maybe go into another class or maybe show one of the other teachers from your school how you did this. Teach a teacher. Then we've got some VIP swag we can send you. Okay.
We do indeed. Yeah. We do indeed. Right. Enough waffle. If you do have any comments, you want to say hello, please do put them in the chat. It's always nice when you say hello. It's always nice. Yeah, it's polite. It's polite. So please.
Tell us where you are. Give us a shout out. Tell us where you are in the world. We'd love to see who's following along this afternoon.
Yes, exactly that. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself on stage, front and center. I'm normally so shy and retiring, but I'm going to put myself on stage here because I want to just put the iPad people, just get them to the first step before Meredith goes and does a bit of a chunk for us. So if you're on an iPad, you need the Express one down there. You can see just down there, you see. Give that a click. It'll come up here. And you can see in the top scrolly bar, you can see this one I'm moving here. Second one in is flyers. Go for your life on that one, and then double tap, just single tap the text and then delete it. And that's where we need to be to get to where Meredith is going to show us right now how we start on a browser.
Right.
He does like to roll his R's on the browser.
On the browser, yes. Now then, so this activity that Kyle's prepared for us is a fun one. We're going to create an interactive New Year's resolution flyer. Yeah, and we're going to stack up a wall between the hero of our flyer and reaching his or her goals. And the wall, the bricks of the wall, is built using your resolution. So you can start thinking about maybe what are the resolutions, what are the things that you would like to succeed or achieve in doing this year in 2024. Okay, so to create a new flyer project, there is just a flyer shortcut on your desktop here, okay, on the dashboard, and we're going to create from scratch. If you can't see that flyer shortcut, you can always find everything through the big plus in the top right-hand corner, and you can search for flyer, or you can see that it's popping up in my suggested sizes anyway. So
for anyone who's not in Australia, it's actually on the left.
What did I say? Did I say right?
Right. Yeah. Honestly,
sorry.
Directions are a nightmare. Nightmare.
Yeah, sorry about that. It is definitely the left. Yeah. Yeah, wherever we are. Okay. So as we said, we're going to build this wall, and we're going to have our character on the left-hand side of the page, looking at the wall, trying to decide how to reach his goal. So I'm going to start off.
His goal.
I'm going to search for my my hero. So we want it to be a kind of full length. We want top to tail here. So I'm just going to search for boy standing in the images search. So on the left-hand side toolbar, I've clicked on media, and under photos, I'm just going to search for boy standing.
You can do girl standing if you like.
Absolutely, yeah. Or you could have a group of people, I suppose. You know, you could mess around with this. So yeah, we're going to scroll down, and I think I'm going to go with this one because he's looking to the right there. That's going to be great because he's going to be staring at the wall. So I'm going to click on that and add him to the project. Okay, now I'm going to set the background color to the project next. So we're going to be outdoors, so I just want the background to be a nice kind of pale blue, something like that. If you want to mix a custom color, you can just click on custom and use the rainbow slider across the top here to roughly get the color you want, and then you use the shade box underneath to pick your exact color. Okay, cool. So I want to get rid of this white background, and we all know that Adobe Express is amazing at getting rid of backgrounds and images, especially ones as easy as this. So I'm just going to, with the image selected, I've clicked on the picture. On the left-hand side, I'm just going to click Remove Background. And this is only going to take a few seconds, I would say. And there it is. It's done.
Boom.
Okay.
Nice.
Incredible. Great job, Express. Okay. Now then, next I'm going to think about the ground. So I want to have...
You see the way he does that? I'm thinking about the ground. You see? He does love it. He loves to roll his R's.
You are listening out for my R's today, Dom, I think.
I am.
Right. So for the ground, I'm going to get a rectangle. Now then, the rectangles are under elements. And if you scroll across on the top there of the elements panel, you'll see shapes. So under shapes, the second category there is rectangles. So I'm just going to click on that, and it's going to put a black rectangle on my page. Okay. Now then, let's sort out the size and position of this first. So I'm just going to
There's a lot of things we need to sort out. There's a lot of things.
I'm going to drag it down. I'm going to hide his feet for a bit. Okay, and we'll sort that out a little later. And now I just want to make sure that this rectangle is totally covering up the bottom portion of my canvas. Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now let's mix a nice color for that. So to do that, with the rectangle selected on the left-hand side in the inspector panel, I'm going to click where it says fill. And in there, I'm just going to use the custom to pick a nice green and then get a nice screen there. Lovely. Okay, so we want to see his feet. So to sort that out, we come over to the top right-hand side of the screen. It is the right-hand side.
This is your last thing before I'm wrestling back control.
It's to the layer stack. And I just want to pop the green rectangle beneath my boy. There he is. And now it looks like he's standing on the ground with a nice blue sky behind him, looking curiously to the right. Over to you, Dominic.
Perfect. Okay. Let me just cycle through some changes here. Well, actually, you can watch me do this. Right. I'm going to show you how to do this from scratch. And also, this is a good time for people, non-iPad people, to catch up and things like that. Let's go there, go there. Okay. So we were here. We can double tap this text. We can get rid of it. Now, if you tap in the center, you can change the background color. So you might as well do a sky color now. Why not? So I'm going to do sky. And that can make, everything. You can just put stuff on top. It's fine. Now I'm going to add down the bottom. I'm going to go to Adobe stock and search photos. I'll go to girl standing, something like that. Okay. Now, what I went for was actually this one down here. Now, I'm just going to show you this one. You can see that it's going to take a while for it to actually select itself so I can add it in. But I went for this one. And it says choose where to add. So you want to add move freely. That's what you want to do. Now, this is 3 people. We don't need 3. So we can go crop and shape, drag it in. And I just want this lady here. Okay. So I'm going to go done in the bottom right. Okay. Then I want it to be the other way. So you can go to adjust, flip, brilliant. Got it over here. Bring it over. And then like Meredith said, you can remove the background. So I'm going to press remove background. And then once that's done, I need to put the grass in. Now, what you'll notice in terms of the difference between Meredith and I is that I always opt for going for the higher quality type of output. So I'm going to select done in the bottom right there. And I'm going to go to add. And I'm going to go to Adobe stock. And what I'm going to search for here is grass. Okay.
He's over egging it. That's what's happening here, guys.
Oh, if you're going to do it right. So I'm going to go here. And this one up here, and the sort of second row down, right end column. There's one here where I'm going to be able to remove the background very, very easily. So I'm going to add that one. Move freely again. Bring that here. You can hear those mutterings of jealousy from Meredith over there.
Yes, he's won. He's won again. You win this time, trainer.
Yeah, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you pesky kids.
Yeah, you pesky grass.
And then here, I'm going to remove background. You can do this if you're on the browser as well. Oh, no. They couldn't remove the image.
Wouldn't have happened with a rectangle, see what it?
But what I'm going to do is going to crop. I am always one step ahead. You must know that by now. And I'm going to select done. And then look at her. Oh, that's not work because she's kind of disappearing off of the end of a hill or something. But tap her, go to order, and pop her right on top. And there you go. Look at her. She's having a lovely time on real grass. None of this artificial nonsense that Meredith's peddling.
It does look good. It does look good. I have to give it to you. That grass. Oh, my grass looks a bit sad now, doesn't it? But there we are. Right. Let's build our wall. Let's build the brick wall, which is going to hold our New Year's resolutions. And to do this, we're just going to use a rectangle again. So over on the left-hand side, under the elements, shapes tab, I'm just going to click on rectangle again. Now, as it happens, the size of that rectangle and shape that it pops up on your screen is pretty much exactly how I want it to be. So that's all I need to do now is start thinking about what color I want the bricks in the wall to be. So I'm just going to jump into fill again, and in the color picker, this time I'm going to go into swatches and click at the bottom here on more colors, because I like using these kind of pre-selected shades. I'm going to go for the first set along the left-hand side, so the first kind of column of colors, and you can see that they're all kind of similar pastel shades, so they're going to work well together.
Completely off script here. I'm not going to lie.
There's a script.
It's completely off piece here. I mean, we didn't discuss this in the team meeting. But anyway, carry on. You carry on.
Right. So there's my first brick, and what I'm going to do now is duplicate that. Okay. There's my second brick. If you didn't catch that, to duplicate a shape or duplicate anything really, just have it selected, and in the top left-hand side of your screen, you'll see it says rectangle, and there I'm hovering over the duplicate button there. Okay. Otherwise, you could right-click on anything and choose duplicate. Okay. But I find it easier to use the buttons that are on Express. Okay, let's change the color of this brick then. So I'm going to go back in to the swatches, more colors. I'm just going to pick another color down the left-hand side here. There we go.
Interesting.
And then I'm going to duplicate again. So I need 4 bricks because I've got 4 resolutions that I'm going to fail at this year. So
don't be so hard on yourself. Come on, we all believe in you.
No, I'm determined this year.
Look, I know everybody says that you're going to fail, but we believe in you.
Oh, I'm determined this year. Right.
To fail. You're determined to fail.
Yeah. In style. Right. And as Kyle says in the original video tutorial for this, don't be too hung up on the colors that you choose. Sometimes you'll pick colors and then you'll think, oh, no, that didn't work. And you need to change it. And that's absolutely fine. Right. All of my images there are a bit too far up. So, not images, sorry. My rectangles are too far up.
What's going to go on? Why are they too far up? What's going to go on the top?
Nothing. I just think that it looked as if my hero was kind of standing below it or something. It looked a bit funny. So I've just shifted them down a bit and I've made him a little bit smaller as well. There we go. So he's kind of looking up at the wall now.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. Okay.
Can I do that bit? Can I do that bit now?
Go on then. Go on then, Dom.
Sure? Is that allowed?
Yeah. Of course it is.
Okay. All right.
Hey, we haven't had any shout outs yet, guys. So if you are following along,
rude.
Tell your teachers to put a comment up. Come on, we want to know who's here.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I'm here. I've got a hero as well. And I'm going to add a shape. We're just going to go for, you can just put one of these squares in here, you see. And then even though it's a square rather than a rectangle, you can just modify it just by doing that. And then bring it into like, you don't want it to be that big. Okay. Is that too big to think?
That wall will be insurmountable, Dom. Yes, I think it needs to
be. I think you underestimate me, sir.
I think that's I think you can go a bit smaller than that.
Right. So I'm going to go to color here. I'll make it red. I'll make it a bit. Oh, there we go. Press done. Then go in, make it a bit smaller. There we go. That'll do. Now I've got that. Select it. Go to edit. Duplicate. Pop it on top. That's it. Change the color. Change the fill. Let's do a yellow. No, maybe not. Maybe more of an orange. Yes, a burnt orange. And then edit, duplicate. He's not liking my colors. I mean, my edit did a whole swatch thing, didn't he? I don't really have the option. Swatches are here, so I am kind of in there, I suppose. Let's do an electric pink.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah, now we're talking. And then one more, just for good measure. Go to edit, go to duplicate, get it in the right spot, and then go back to color. And I'll choose one of your choosing, Meredith.
Oh, do I get to choose?
You do.
Green, please.
Perfect.
Lovely.
Yeah, there we go. That'll do. Does clash oh, it's gone. Does clash a little bit with the grass, so his choice, not mine. But
Yeah.
anyway,
It's
let's get it
it's
in
not my project I'm ruining.
there. Right, talking about ruined projects, let's go back to yours. There we go.
Right. So, what's on the other side of this wall? Well, if we manage to tick them all off, fold them all down, remove the blocks from the wall, then we have reached our goal. So, on the right-hand side of the wall, I'm going to put a star. In fact, I'm going to put maybe 2 or 3 stars. So I'm going to go to Elements on the left-hand toolbar, and under Design Assets, I'm just going to search for star.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to see what pops up. Oh, loads of cool stuff. Right, so I really like this kind of glittery star here, so I'm going to add that in. But I also like this kind of swoosh of stars. I really like that. So I'm going to bring that in as well. And I'll just pop this swoosh out of the way for a minute. And
you could have searched for swoosh.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
There's a word I don't think I've ever written before. Swoosh.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm going to pop that there. That's kind of my main star. But then I'm going to bring this swoosh down and I'm going to rotate it. Okay, so in the rotate handle there. I'm going to use that as some kind of tail.
Very nice. I do like that.
And I'm going to and I do need to pop the swoosh stars behind my main star. So I'll just come over to the right-hand side of the layer stack and drag the swoosh down. Great. I think that looks really cool.
It does look good.
And now I just want to add my text, just saying success or great job, maybe. Great job. I like great job. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to click on text, and I'm going to add your text. And in here, I'm just going to write great job.
Great job. And
I'm going to change that into an arch text layout like that. Okay, because I think that's going to sit nicely around the top of my star. And that font is a little bit divlass, isn't it? It's a bit miserable. So
divlass. Little bit divlass.
Yes. So I'm going to select a different font, and I've already chosen it because I do take my time choosing fonts. So there's a font called just the number 8. Have you seen that? I've never seen it.
No, I have not.
Yeah, look, the name of the font.
Brand new information.
It's just 8. It's easy to remember.
Is it an 8 out of 10? Is that why they call it that?
I don't know. There we are, but I like it. It's a cool font. So there's my text there, my great job text. And maybe just so that we can kind of strengthen the color scheme, I'm going to add an outline to that text. Okay, so with the text selected on the left-hand side in the panel, I'm just going to bring up the outline thickness. And then I'm going to change the outline color to the color of one of the bricks in my wall. Okay, and I think I'm going to go with this yellow. There we go. Okay. There we are. Okay. Shall I carry on for a bit, Dom, or do you want to do that bit?
No, you should absolutely not do that. Right. Let's go back here. Right. Let's see what we got. Right. Yeah. I've been playing around here, and
oh, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, that was all right, isn't it? Let's delete that. Let's delete that. What did I even search for that? I can't even remember now. Let me check. Let me see. Right. So I'm going to go to the plus, go to design assets. And here, do you know what I think? Well, if I go for star, because you searched in design assets, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I just put star in, yeah.
Yeah, so I think mine are a bit different to yours. They always seem to be a little bit different on the iPad, but I did like, some of these
Yeah, there's some cool ones there,
wasn't it? Yeah, I know.
Oh, there's another cool one there.
Yeah, I know. And actually, I mean, you could go on forever, but I actually searched for Comet, and I thought that might be quite cool. I'm just getting in my vocab here. It's just one of the extra things that I provide on these live lessons. That just makes it a cut above. Don't worry.
Do you know what comet is in Welsh, Dom?
Oh, it's comet.
It's close. It's comed. Yeah.
There you go. That's what I said.
Yeah,
It was just the mic. My mic's not that good.
Oh, I like that. I like
Yeah,
that. That's really
cool, isn't it?
colourful. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And then
And it
come on
actually,
then.
the pink is the same pink as one of your bricks.
Well, I did think that.
Yeah,
Uh,
it really works.
Then I'm gonna add some text. So if you're on the browser, you can catch up here. And I'm gonna put something like success in there. Maybe I'll put an exclamation. Why not?
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's gone in there. Didn't like it. The only thing on the iPad which I don't like is that you can't actually search for fonts by their sort of like name, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But there you go.
It doesn't look like you got 8 there, Dom. The 8
No,
font.
it doesn't, does it? Do you know one thing I was a little bit struggling on how to work out what to do was how to do the make it into a curve.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Yeah. Whoa! What's it done there?
Oh wow.
You're having a laugh. No. Oh, there we go. Actually, just
cool.
press it again. That'll do. Right, got that. I'll turn it a bit. We like a bit of offsetting here.
Oh, that looks really cool. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I think I probably need to take that exclamation mark off. It's doing me no favors. There we go. Success. Yeah, I don't know. It looks all right. It's not quite. Do you know what? You beat me on that level.
Okay.
You beat me on that level.
It's 1-1 then, is it?
Yeah, 1-1. Going into the decider. Right, come on.
All right, so let's get my resolutions into these bricks. So I'll explain why later on, but it's going to help you if you order them from the easiest at the top to the most difficult at the bottom. Okay, yeah. So I've got 4 resolutions that I've prepared. So my easiest resolution is the one I'm going to do first of all.
Okay,
and that is to learn some new recipes. I love cooking, but I tend to stick to the same dishes all of the time.
Right.
So,
what is your go-to dish?
It's usually pasta, to be honest. I really enjoy doing pasta.
Egg on a potato
scratch,
waffle.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
It's chicken nuggets in the air fryer. That's my go-to.
That sounds all right.
If we're entertaining, yeah.
If there are guests,
yeah. Right. So I got loads of new recipes in there, and I'm going to use the dynamic text layout for this, because we all love dynamic text layout because it just makes the text fit into however much room you give it.
Yeah, that is a good thing about it.
So I'm gonna put that in there. Okay. Now, whenever I use the dynamic text layout, nearly every time I want to reduce the line gap between the lines, the line spacing. Okay. So with that selected, I'm just going to choose the line spacing option here and just drag that toggle down to the left a bit. There we go. Cool. So there's my first one. All right. And I want an image to go with that. So let's jump over to media in the left toolbar. And photos, I'm going to search for cooking. All right. So I'm going to be trying to remove the backgrounds for the images that I use. But if that doesn't work, you could always crop to a shape as well. Okay. So we've got options. I think I'll go with this one here. So I'll bring this dish in. I'm hoping that it's going to get rid of that background nice and tidy for me. So image is in, just wait for it to load. There we go. And now on the left-hand side, then click remove background and let Express do its thing. Oh dear. No. Okay, so I'll undo that.
You've had a shocker.
Yeah, no, it's no good. So you can, when you're using the remove background, you can actually go in and kind of paint bits back in that you want to keep. To be honest, usually easier just to pick a different photo. Okay, I'll try this one. This one works well. I think this one might be cool. I'm going to remove the background again. Once it loads, just wait. There we go. And let's see. Yeah, cool. Okay, great. So I've now got my ingredients ready there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fit it in nicely on that first brick in the wall. So I'm just going to shift my text into the middle because that makes more sense with that picture that I've chosen. Okay. I'm really happy with that. I think that looks really cool.
Yeah, it does actually. That's worked out really well. I didn't think it was going to work out very well.
Oh, well, thank you, Dom. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, let me have a crack at that. Let me have a crack.
Go on then. Yeah.
Okay. So what you'll see is, I'm just going to zoom in. You can zoom in on your iPad by pinching and spacing your fingers out. So I've done this one first. Okay. So, and I'll show you how I did it. That's the whole point of this, isn't it, really?
Well, I suppose that's what they're here for.
That's why we're here. Right. But let me see how you can do that from scratch, because I don't want you, because I will duplicate that. Once it's done once, I will duplicate it. But let's just do it from scratch. So go to text. My first one was swim outside once a week. The next one can be stop eating chocolate. Oh, I'm a fiend for it. It's taken over my life. It's all I do. So I'm just going to bring that down. I want it to be on the 3 lines like that. That's good for me. And then roughly, I want it to be the same shape, the same size as the one above. It will be much easier to do that once you have done it once, and then you can duplicate. But roughly, that is perfect. Stop eating chocolate. But actually, in order to give some interest to the viewer, I'm going to alternate having one on one side, one on another. So I'll pop this on the right-hand side. That's a little trick I learned from somebody. And then I'm going to go, once I've done that, you see, what I've got in there, just to make sure that you can see, is I've upped my spacing in my lines. And then also, where is it? Just go through them all until you find it. That's usually my, I'm using the magic alignment tool. And that does really work quite well. It makes things bigger and smaller as you need it. So if you take it off and put it on and things like that, it'll really affect things. But in terms of the image, you'll see my swimming one. I put it inside a heart. Why not? Because I actually love swimming. It's one of the things that if I don't do it in a week, I do really, it makes me sad. So
where do you normally go swimming then, Dom?
Well, do you know what? Really lucky around here because there's actually a 50-meter outdoor pool.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, and it's heated to about 16 degrees, so it's not warm, but it's not cold. Do you know what I mean? So we're doing all right there.
Oh, dim diolch. Oh,
you have to keep moving. You have to keep moving, but you don't get cold. I promise you. Right. So let's go to Adobe stock. You can see it down here. Okay. Now, what I'm looking for here, I mean, this is an easy one, isn't it? Just go for chocolate. Or, as my 2-year-old calls it, clocklet. Let's get some clocklet in there. And what I'm looking for, or something like that. So just choose whichever one you want. Add one. I'm looking for something which is kind of, is going to be a good background removal. And also, it's not too wide. I want it to be fairly narrow. So move freely is always the one you want. Select it. Go to edit. And then you can just see down the bottom, I've grayed it out there. Remove background. Boom. This should be pretty easy. 3, 2, 1, done.
Wow.
Yeah, that's dead easy, that. And then just bring it in there. And then using that alignment tool, just get it in the right spot. There we go. There we go. That's dead easy. Right, Meredith, show us more magic, please.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so as Dom's saying, and we can zoom in as well on the browser. So if you want to zoom in, you just need to hold need to hold Control on your keyboard, and then just scroll on your trackpad or on your mouse wheel, whatever you've got, and we can zoom in.
You can use that menu, can't you, up in the top right?
Can you? Right. Oh yeah, up here. Oh yeah, you got to zoom in and zoom out.
Yeah.
I did not know that. There we go. Right. So, so I'm just going to duplicate this text now. So I've got it selected and I'm up on the top left-hand corner. I choose the duplicate button there. I'm going to bring that down. So my second resolution is to keep playing football because
nice.
I used to play football after school every week, twice a week. And I've changed my job. So I won't be in school to go and play football. So I need to actually make sure that I still go and play football and not decide not to do it. Right. So for this image, I'm just going to go again into media. And in photos there, I'm going to search for... Now, if I search for football, I'm probably going to see a lot of American football. Yeah, okay.
No, thanks.
Yeah, so remember, Adobe is kind of designed in America, okay, although it's great to use over here as well. So you're going to get more joy looking for the word soccer.
Soccer.
Okay. Saying that, you know, we actually say soccer quite a lot in Wales rather than football.
Do you?
Yeah, you do. You do. A lot of people refer to it as soccer. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, there we are. So I'm gonna.
Any more gems like that? Drop them in.
Yeah, I know. You sounded really interested in that.
No, I was actually. I was surprised. I didn't think that'd be true.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go for this chap here. Yeah, because
hang on a minute. Is that? Did you upload that photo from your personal archive?
Yeah, I know that's me there scoring a goal. Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
So
hairstyle and everything.
So I'm just gonna remove the background again.
Yeah.
Okay, and there it is, removed. And I do like things sometimes just kind of overlapping or popping out of the frame a bit. So I quite like the fact that the ball is overlapping the P. And I like the fact that his head is popping up into the brick above. Okay. So
as I said, keep those gems coming in.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, it's just, you know, don't feel that you've got to follow the rules all the time. You know, I like that. I think it works cool.
You've built your life on that, haven't you?
That's right. So I'm just going to duplicate the text again. Okay, and I'm ready for my third resolution. Now, this is one that I really want to seriously keep to, which is play piano every week. Okay, so the piano is right here behind me. You can probably just about see it over my shoulder. So I got no excuses. It's there.
That's called a harp. Oh, there you go. Yeah, got you. Yeah.
So yeah, the harp has nothing to do with me. That's nothing to do with me. Yeah, so again, I'm going to go into media, photos, and I'm going to search for piano. Now, what's interesting with this project is that normally when you're choosing pictures and you know you want to get the background off, you'll usually go for something where there's kind of white space all the way around the image because you feel, oh, that's going to cut it out tidily. But because we want to fit them onto these bricks, we can actually use stuff like this. So this image, you normally wouldn't use this for a remove background kind of thing because you're obviously going to have this cut off corner in the bottom, which kind of ruins the effect usually when you're using remove background. But because I want to pop this onto the kind of brick in my wall, it actually works really nicely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to pop it in there. Now, I think I want it to be at the top, so I am going to use the flip vertical, which is over on the left-hand side here in the panel. You've got flip horizontal, flip vertical. I could have just rotated it as well, okay? But I tend to use the flip when I can. And again, I'm just going to overlap that P.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that works really well. Okay, and then the last one then. And this, although it's the easiest one in the list, it's probably the one I'm going to fail at, unfortunately.
Well, I'll tell you what, let me demo on here, and we'll see if you fail or not.
I'll just keep on going.
Yeah, go for it. So what I did with this was I wanted to paint with the kids. That was my one. So select that piece of text from the third one, duplicate it, bring it down. That gives you the same kind of style, which is nice. Edit the text, and I can put paint with the kids. I just bought, a few paints and a bit of a paper roll and things like that. Stick it in there. Then I'm going to go to add. Now here, I'm going to do a bit of a Meredith here. So I'm going to go to Adobe Stock. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go painting. Now, he's really good at this one. I don't do it that often really, but I'm choosing the one with the paintbrushes. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of, yeah, it's just gone to add one there. Now, always move freely when you're bringing that in. And if I remove background on this, I think this is going to look cool. So remove background. It's all it's going to do is take the white bits off the top, really. That's it. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then I can bring that down, align it to the bottom. Tuck it in here. Now, I actually want it to kind of go from the bottom to near the top. So that's the kind of size I want it, but I want to crop out. So I'm going to press crop. I'm going to see that you can see crop there. I'm going to press crop, and then I can just tuck it in and stop it wherever I like. And then press done. Nice. I'm happy with that.
It's very cool.
Right, let's see if you failed. Let's have a look.
Yeah. So here we go. This is my final image. So
this is going to be great.
My final one. Yeah, my final one is I need to keep in touch with family. Okay, I'm sure we've all got family members which we don't speak to very often, and then when we do speak to them, we're like, why don't I just phone that person more often?
Yeah.
So I found this picture of a phone, an old school phone on a coiled cable, which is really cool, and I'm gonna bring that in and just rotate it a bit. There we go.
You know what? Your Auntie Gladys said that you hadn't called in a while.
I haven't called an Auntie Gladys in a long time, no. Because I don't have one.
How dare you disown her like that? Honestly.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm just moving out the way for a minute because I think I can have that text be a bit bigger and pop that back in front. And I really like having that cable just in front of the text. You know, you've got to be careful. It's important that you can still read what's going on, but I like that. I think that works really well.
Right, Meredith, you've got 3 minutes to put some dotted lines and 2 pairs of scissors in there. Off you go.
Well, first of all, let's get a title. Okay, so I'm just going to duplicate one of my text boxes and bring it down onto the lush green grass that I've got at the bottom here.
Same process.
I'm going to just change the text to Meredith's 2024 resolutions. So, 2024.
2.5 minutes.
Resolutions. I got this, man. Okay, so gonna bring that over and then resize it. Lovely. That's great. I'm going to put an outline on that text. So same again, bring up the thickness first and then choose a color. Choose another brick in the wall. So I'll go with this this lovely lilac. Right, and now then, let's make it interactive. So we're going to put some cut lines down alongside the wall. So to do that, I'm going to go to element, shapes, and then I'm going to search for line. Okay, and I just want a plain line to begin with. So there it is there. I'm going to add that in. And it usually adds it in a ridiculously faint color that means you can't see the line. So first things first, I'm going to change that to be a black line. And now I'm just going to reposition the line so that it comes down alongside the side of my wall. Okay, so there we go, like that. Pop it up. So I got a straight line going from the top of the page down alongside one side of the wall. And I'm going to change it in the left-hand panel to a dashed line. Okay, and that tells us all cut here, doesn't it? So I've duplicated that and I'm going to pop it on the other side of the wall as well. And just to really point out that people need to cut along the line, I'm going to go to icons under the elements tab. And I'm going to search for scissors. Scissors. And I'm just going to grab a pair of scissors from here. It's going to pop it in the middle. And I'd like this to be black as well to match up with my dashed line. So I'll just spin it around. There we go. And I'll just make that nice and small. The scissors isn't important. It's not an important part of your actual design. And duplicate and bring it over to the other side. And now, as you go along through the year, once you've completed your first resolution and you've learned some new recipes, I'll be able to cut down along my printed poster down to this first brick and fold that paper down. And then as I go through the year, each time I've successfully completed a resolution, my hero on the left-hand side will be able to see the star on the other side with a message saying, "Great job, man."
Great job, man.
Last but not least, I'm going to save this top left-hand corner as Resolutions Flyer 2024.
Cool.
To print that, guys, you just need to click download, change it from a PNG to a PDF if you're planning on printing it. If you're just going to pop it somewhere online, you could download it as a PNG, or of course you could just click share, and that's going to publish it to the web, and you can just share a link with your friends, family, teacher, classmates, whoever. Okay, over to you, Dom.
Yeah, cool. Well, I mean, I searched for dotted line in the design elements. I got something. It's not quite as easy to do it on the iPad, I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
But I kind of put it in there. I need to adjust it. I'm going to go, you can go to adjust and nudge, and that'll give you a little sort of a little easier way to do it. And then if you want to, you can go and search for your scissors, or just leave it at that. Doesn't really matter. You know, the save buttons are up in the top right there. The arrow down, the arrow up. They actually do the same thing, to be perfectly honest. But anyway, that's how you do that. Right. I think that takes us to a good point where we need to jump off now and get into video.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So if you're on an iPad, maybe you're just going to, you know, spend time tidying up your challenge 1 design, because this video bit, you can't necessarily do it in the same way on the iPad. It will be coming before Easter, hopefully. But otherwise, Chromebookers, laptopers, desktopers, all of those, you're going to be going into video and creating something very interesting.
Yeah, cool. All right. So I'm back here on the Express dashboard, and to get back to the dashboard, that's all you need to do is click on the Adobe Express icon, which is in the left-hand corner of your screen. Okay, so I'm back. Now then, we are going to kick off our resolutions video with an animated character. Okay, and this is going to be super cool. So to do that, I'm going to click on the plus that takes us everywhere. And instead of create, I'm going to click on the quick actions tab. And if you scroll down or just search down, you'll see there animate from audio. Okay, so that's what we want. We want to animate from audio. And when you click on that, it actually opens up a new mini app within Express, where we can create animated characters just based on the sound that we record into the app. It's awesome.
There's our man.
No, then.
There's our man.
There's Gareth. Yeah, that's Gareth. Yeah. So I'll pop it back to. Yeah. So the first thing you need to do is choose your actual character. So you've got different categories. If you go to all, look, there's all of these characters here, and they're all so cool. So when I was trying this out before, I used Gareth because that's a good Welsh name. So we'll try something different this time. So you can look through as categories as well. So you can go to classroom. Okay, they look fun. Notebook paper, that might be quite cool because my resolutions are written on paper. So maybe I'll go for that this time. I've never tried this before. So there's my character, and then you can see once you've got your character in, you can actually move them about, resize them on the page here. Okay, but we'll finalize that later on. So then you could choose whether you want a background or not. Okay, and there's loads of different backgrounds to choose from. Okay, but I'm going to be bringing this into a video project, so I'm actually going to keep the background transparent. Because I want to be able to
open that up in the edit, but you can't download it, can you?
Yeah, exactly. So if you wanted to download this, you can't download with a transparent background. But I want to bring this into the editor and have a background behind, because maybe I want kind of text flying in behind Notey, which is what I'm going to name this little guy. So
noticing.
Yes, Notey. Yes, naughty. So I've got him there. He's ready. I'm going to pop him over on the left-hand side because I'm already thinking ahead. I'm going to want text on the right-hand side. Saying that, with a transparent background, it's not that important. Okay. So once you've done that, oh yeah, by the way, yours might be square. Okay, so the last one here is size. So I think the default is square. So just pop that onto landscape. Okay. And I'm going to just pop my character over. There we go. Great. So I'm ready to record. So underneath the preview window here, you see you've got the record button, but you've also got this enhance speech toggle. So if you're doing this in class and there's a bit of noise around behind, then definitely switch that on. Okay, it does a great job of getting rid of background noise.
What's the other quick tip?
Yeah, get your coat over your head. Okay, just blocking off your microphone or your Chromebook or whatever you're recording into. It'll block out some noise from the rest of the class.
Does make a big difference.
Yeah, and now if you're in a quiet room, it usually sounds better if you actually turn that off. So I'm in a quiet room here, so I don't need it. Okay, so I'm ready to record now. So I'm going to click record, and I'm just going to record a really quick introduction to my resolutions video. Blwyddyn newydd dda. My name is Meredydd, and here are my resolutions for 2024.
Very cool.
Clicked on done. So what that
while that's going, let me record mine.
Yeah, great.
We can switch screens actually, can't we?
Yeah, I'll be quiet.
So I've gone for the wrestler. I'm really into the and also it kind of reminds me of me when I'm going for my outdoor swims. So I'll keep it there. And obviously got a suitably wintry background. So let's do this one. Hello and welcome to Dom's 2024 resolutions. There you go. How's yours looking?
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, cool. Okay,
so you can see it's done, and you can actually watch it back straight away on the left-hand side and click play. Blwyddyn newydd dda. My name is Meredydd, and here are my resolutions for 2024. Okay, and you can see that it's basically animated my character. The mouth is moving exactly in sync with my voice, and then it'll just automatically throw in some kind of arm poses and gestures, and basically it's something you can just experiment with, and every one of those characters is going to respond a little bit differently to the sound you put in. At the bottom as well, you can see a quick timeline, and you can see there that there's a gap before I start speaking. So I'm just going to trim that right now just to make things a bit tighter. Blwyddyn newydd dda. There we go. And then I don't need this gap at the end either, so I'll just trim that in as well. Okay. Now then, you can see here on the right-hand side that the download button is grayed out. Okay, and that's because I chose to go without a background. If I had a background, I'd be able to download that video clip straight to my device, and I'd be able to use it straight away or send it to people straight away. But with the transparent background, the only thing I can do is open it up in the editor, okay? Which is what I want to do anyway. So I'm going to click open in editor, and it's going to take me to the all-in-one editor that we've just been using in this session to create our flyer. Okay, so here it is, and it's put it on this background. Now, what this means, of course, is that I can now choose different background colors, and it'll pop those colors behind, or I can even put some images in there, which is what I will actually be doing. Right, do you want to jump over to you, Dom? Are you done?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm at that spot as well. I brought it in.
Oh, cool.
No, you can't hear my sound because I'm not actually sharing it, but it is actually, you can see he's doing all sorts of things with his arms. It's pretty cool.
That is cool, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so I've done it a different way. So I've actually got the background in there. And the only thing I'm going to do here is get some text, and I'll just put, Dom's 2024 resolutions. I should spell it right as well. Resolutions. Now I can go for the dynamic text layout. I can choose another font. That one's pretty cool. Quite like that actually. Then I'll put it there. So you see the way, because it's dynamic. As soon as I pull these around, it's doing different things. So I like that. And what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to kind of make it bounce in. I think something like that. I'm going to make it bounce in. So how do you do that? With the text selected, you can go down to animation. In. Right. Now I could bungee it in. Yeah, that looks good. Now you can change the duration of that. There you go. Slower bounce. That'll be good. How many bounces? Let's go for 3 bounces. And then in terms of looping, I'm not even sure whether I need it, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I'll go for that. It feels like quite wrestlery. Is that a thing? Is that a term? Wrestlery? Yeah, maybe.
I think it needs to be a word.
It needs to be, but I'll slow it down because I don't want the intensity to be. I don't want it to be too crazy. And then I can go back and play it again. There we go. And I got my sound going on, but I haven't shared my sound. But there you go. Just the text playing around and that kind of thing. Right, where are you at, Meredith?
Yeah, throw it over. Okay, so I've just added some text. This is exactly the same process as what we did with the poster, but I need to get a more interesting background behind this, because if I'm going to the trouble of creating a bad video, I may well make the most of that. So to do that, I'm going to go to the left side to the media button, and under videos, I want something that's not going to grab too much attention. So I'm just going to search for gradient in there.
Oh yeah, that's a nice idea, actually.
Okay. Yeah, and there are some animated gradients in here. Okay, and if you hover over them, it'll give you a preview. Okay, now there we go. I really like this one, so I'm going to pop that in. Okay, and
how do you make that full screen?
Yeah, so on the left-hand panel here, there's just one button that says Fill Video. Okay, now that's obviously in front of everything at the moment. So over in the layer stack, I just need to drag that down. And now that's behind my character. So if I click play here, you'll be able to see my animated character, but you also now, I've got this animated background as well, which is going to be super cool. So have a look at this, guys. Blwyddyn newydd dda. My name is Meredith, and here are my resolutions for 2024. So the last thing that I need to do now is I need to animate my text exactly as Dom did. Yeah. So I'm just going to choose the text, down to the bottom, click on animation. So I really want to show off the fact that my character and the background are not kind of stuck together. So I'm going to have my my text slide in from the left-hand side. Okay.
I'll tell you what, you have a go at that. You play around with that, because you're lagging slightly on yours. So you have a little go at that, and then I'll crack on with the next scene. All right.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, and then we'll come back and see how it's going. Hey, don't copy my ideas, by the way. Right. I've had enough of him already. Right.
Copy your ideas.
Let's go to media. Right. So what I did is here. In fact, let's go back. Okay. So I've done my first one. Okay. My sound's not on. Don't worry about that. And then I'm going to pause and then go to add scene. Now, if I go back to a little version I did of this yesterday, my first one was swim outdoors once a week. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to go to videos here, and I'm going to go put swim lake. Okay. Now, what have we got? Now, there's lots of dogs and things like that swimming in the lake. You know, give me some credit. Now, this one is cool. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in there. Now, you can play it. That's cool. Young lad, not unlike myself, diving in. Boom. Right, love that. So I'm going to fill that video. That means there's no white spaces and things like that. And then in terms of text, what I'm actually going to do for simplicity here is go back to my first scene, copy that piece of text, and then paste it in here. Now you're thinking, well, that's not the same. Why would you do that? And that's because I want to keep all the same sort of characteristics, but I'm going to go for swim outside once a week. And I'm just going to change it. Now, I want to make sure that you can see this young man as he's striding out along this jetty. So what I'm going to do is just change the little handles so that, you know, it's not kind of bumping into him there. And I mean, I could even take it over the other side, maybe. I feel like there's probably a bit more space on this side. But if I wanted to, I could, you know, change the size. There we go. And that gives me a bit more room to pull it over on this side. Whoops. There we go. Nice. And that's just a really quick and simple way that you can go from one scene to another using the same type of text. Actually, it's much better on the other side. Keep selecting the wrong thing. Let's click here, bring that over, and then bring it back to the start. There we go. And then in this one, right, so it is, you know where it splashes there? I'm thinking, well, actually, maybe I can click my text, go to my animation, and what you'll see in the first one, we did bungee in, and then it just flickered. When he splashes in the water, maybe I'll have it disappear. So maybe
cool, yeah.
Oh, I know, it's next level. And then so what I'll do here is go to shrink out, duration, maybe a couple of seconds there. See how we get on there. Okay. So when he goes in, boom, right. Now, the problem with this is once he's splashed in, this animation is still going through to the end. So what I'll do is I'll just take this and pop it there. And now if I check, yeah, it splashes out when the bubbles come up. That's good for me. I'm happy with that. Now, in terms of a voiceover, I'm going to put a voiceover on both of these things. So I've got one on here already. So if you turn on show layer timing, for example, you'll be able to see better. I'll go to audio, record voiceover, and make sure I've got the right thing. There we go. Start recording. Swim outside at least once a week, if not more. So you can play around with that. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly what the text says. You can have a little play around with it, and that's fine. And then when you play it again, it won't play because I'm using a microphone, but you'll have all the different sounds on there again. Meredith, where are you at?
Yeah, cool. So,
let's go.
Yeah, so I've got my second scene here. Okay. I've brought in a video of somebody cooking a lot of green peppers. And I did the same as Dom, and I copied and pasted my text over from my title slide to this slide. And I've just changed the text, just typed some new text in there and resized it. And because I've got that dynamic text layout, then it just always makes it look cool. I think that it's still kind of competing with the video a bit too much. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to select the video. I'm going to go into effects, and I'm going to add the darken effect to the video.
Nice, yeah.
Okay, and if you click on the middle of that where you can see some toggles, you can actually increase or decrease the intensity of how much you want it to be darkened.
Right.
So I'll bring it down to nothing and then just bring it up until now I think the text stands off better. Okay, so I've got that. So I'm ready as well to record my voiceover. So to do that, on the left-hand side, under media, in the audio tab, I'm going to click record voiceover, and Dom's going to respect me with silence. So I'm going to click record voiceover, start recording. Maybe you'll need to allow the microphone in your browser if you haven't done this before. Okay, here we go. I'd really like to learn some new recipes this year because I'm getting bored of my own cooking. Right.
He's not the only one.
So you can see there's my voiceover at the bottom. That's the blue bar. Now you can actually see that my scene is longer than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of housekeeping now, and I'm just going to trim the end of my scene back a bit there. Okay. Nice. Now, also, I need to do some housekeeping with my first scene, with my title scene, because what happens is that my character, once he finishes speaking, he just disappears. Okay, which isn't great. So what I need to do is I need to turn on the layer timing for that scene. Make sure that I've got the character selected. And there we are. We can see there where the character ends. So what I need to do is just drag my main scene back to match that. Now, if you've done it the way that Dom's done it, that won't be a problem for you because your animated character will actually be the main element. So it'll be that big clip on your timeline. But once you add it as another layer, then it just becomes a layer above the background. So obviously, because my gradient background is longer, it kept that in for the whole length. So that's why I need to do that. Okay. So there we go. I've got my scene 1. I've got my scene 2. Oh, I need to... Sorry, I think I needed to trim. There we go. There we go. That's great. So now I'm just going to move on to my next resolutions by clicking on Add Scene. All right. Nice. And I'm going to put my piano and everything. So I'm going to click on Media, Videos, Piano.
Right, so you're doing your piano one. Let me take over while you're getting a bit glitchy again.
Oh, and
here we go. Let me see if it's got some sound now. Can you hear that? Did you hear that, Meredith? You did?
No.
Right.
Sorry, no.
Hang on. Let me.
Yeah, you have to share your tab, I think.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to go in and I don't want to
No.
go in and go through the rigmarole again.
I
Anyway, I'm going
understand.
to play it
Yeah.
and see. Was that sound coming through then?
No, not at all. No.
Oh,
But it looks cool. It
I
looks
did put
cool.
my mic there. All right, never mind.
Yeah, I think you could turn the echo setting off on your sub.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I'm just going to go on to my third section now. And again, it's dead easy to do this with the text. You just copy it here. This is the kind of, I mean, I'm going to say cheats, but it's not really cheating. It's good time management. Stop eating chocolate. Right. Now with this one, I kind of want to get it all the way on one line. So I'll do that. Maybe try and make it go across the whole thing. And then I can pop it in the middle. You can see it's giving me that pink alignment tool. That's good. Now the outline on it, I want to make it needs to be a bit bigger actually. I'm going to align that so it just pops off the screen a little bit more. And then I have to choose, what do I want for this animation? Well, let's have a look. Let's see what we got. Is this one a bit boring? Might be a bit boring actually. I might have it come up from the bottom and then go down again. So what I'll do here is I'll do, instead of bungee in, I'll have, it's going to rise up. And then instead of flicker, I'm going to do, I'll do blinking just to make sure. And then shrink out. Yeah, maybe I'll do that again. That's fine. Don't mind that. Now, the thing that's going to determine the length of this clip is my voiceover. So I'm going to get my playhead. That's this thing here. And get my playhead, put it at the start of the clip, go over to media, go over to audio, and then record voiceover. I'm going to select my microphone, start recording. Please, oh please, will you stop eating so much chocolate? There we go. Now that's done. You can see that down the bottom. You can actually move this around if you want to. But the thing that makes the reason why I've done that is because I wanted to know where I need to end my clip. There might still be a little bit more time for this gentleman to eat his donuts. If I bring this back to the start and press play, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, maybe about there. So I can still bring this in. So that's great. Now, you can build up your scenes like this. It's dead easy. You can keep adding in the text and stuff like that. But one thing I do want to show you just before we wrap up is if you have a look in between your scenes, you'll see these little plus buttons. If you click on any of them, you can add a scene, natural. But you can also add a transition. So if I click add transition, I want my slides to dissolve between the two. You can see if you hover over, that's the effect it's going to have, right? Now, if you click it once, then down the bottom here, you say apply to all scenes. Well, that's good. Let's get some consistency of style.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so all the transitions now, if I take my playhead, you can see it slides from one to the other. Let's check this one. Just take it through that, slides from one to the other. Nice. Now, the only thing that I've got left to do here is go back on transitions, just X out of those. Go to audio. Right. Now I'm going to search for a track. What kind of track would we do for like a resolution video?
Determined.
That's a good one. Determined. I wonder whether that'll come up. Sorry, we didn't find anything.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what? I'm going to do epic.
Oh.
I'm going to do epic because
I don't know about stopping eating chocolate, how epic that is, really, Dom.
Hey, listen, give me some hope. Give me some hope here. Now, you probably can't hear that because I've cancelled out my audio. That's fine. But that one is pretty epic, to be perfectly honest. Now, I'm going to select it. And what you can do here is you can play it and then between your voiceover and your soundtrack. Now, generally, what I always say is you probably want to bring this down to about anything between 10 and 15%. I'll go for 12. And then you can test it again. And that soundtrack will be right throughout your video. You can see if you click on it down here, You can see it goes right from the start, right into the end. And the tracks below are your voiceovers. So it's as easy as that. Just like a couple of clicks and you've got a soundtrack, which is amazing. Now, when you are ready, because it's 10 past now, it's 10 past the hour that we've been on. So it's 14:40. We've got 5 minutes left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to share. Now, click share in the top right up here. And then you can publish to web. You can send it to Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams. Publish to web is probably generally where you want to go with it. And then you can publish link. A little note to teachers. Any project you're doing on Express now, you can click on this, allow others to remix. Great way to make templates for your class, for example, if you want to do a little bit of work before they get going on stuff. But otherwise, just publish link, and it'll do that in the background and give you a little notification, and it's all done. You can also press download, and you can choose the resolution. And the 720 is fine for school. Anything bigger than that would be for a big screen, so you could go to 1080. But definitely don't be clogging up any hard drives or anything like that with too big a resolution like 4K. And once you've done that, you can click download, and it will do the business for you. There you go. Red, have you got anything to show us?
Well, I've actually got some audio if they want to hear some soundtrack.
Yeah, go on. Do that.
Yeah, so here's mine then. So, Blwyddyn newydd dda. My name is Meredydd, and here are my resolutions for 20. Yeah, so I didn't turn the volume down, and it is loud, isn't it? So
yeah, well, that's a good learning point.
Yeah, it is. Blwyddyn newydd dda. My name is Meredydd, and here are my resolutions for 2024. I'd really like to learn some new recipes this year because I'm getting bored of my own cooking.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I put a, remember, all of the effects that you can use with still images, if you're making a poster, you can use them on video. So I just added a duotone filter to the piano rather than use darken, because darken, you know, that it can look a bit gloomy. So with the piano, because, you know, pianos are just black and white anyway, I felt that duotone filter worked really nicely.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, very cool. So it will take a while for your links to be generated. Mine's just popped through then. You can see, I'll just show it very quickly. You can see it's just popped up there and your link is ready. Copy that link. And even if you put that straight into a browser, it might actually not have processed yet, because videos do take a long time. You know, sometimes they've got, oh, mine is actually there. That's great.
Oh, cool.
So you've got, you know, video, and you've got animation, and you've got voiceover, and you've got a soundtrack. You've got all sorts of stuff going on. So it can take a while. So do be a bit patient with it. But that, as they say, is that. What about you?
Yeah, that was great. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was cool, wasn't it? Do keep plugging away with video. It is a very different thing than what it used to be. Do keep plugging away. It'll become very second nature very quickly. If you feel like, ooh, do you know what? It's a bit complicated. Just stick with it. You'll get there in the end.
Yeah, and don't feel that you've got to use, there's loads of new features on video, but don't feel that you've got to use them all. You know, you could just do a video clip in each scene with just some text on the top and a voiceover, and that'll be great. And then, you know, as you get more confident, then you can start messing around with animations and other video layers and so on.
Yeah, he's not wrong about that. He's not wrong about that at all. Right. Do I have a scrolly of where to sign up for the new ones? No, I don't. Well, never mind. Let's get. You know where to sign up for the next sessions. We've got loads of them carrying on. The calendar is intense. The schedule is intense. So there's lots of things. Do come along. Right, that's all we've got time for. Meredydd, please do end us with a bit of a thought for the day. Off you go.
Well, diolch yn fawr, blwyddyn newydd dda, and let's smash 2024. Let's do it.
Thank you very much. Take it easy.